We now come to the roof section of the programme. A roof can be quite complicated to price up, but Easy Price Pro makes it fast and simple, even with a house like this, which has different sections of roof. In this example, we'll also make it a hand-cut roof to show you how Easy Price Pro works it all out. For the house we are pricing, we'll need to separate the roof into 4 sections, and we will start with the main section. I can use the wizard to choose the options for this. This is an apex roof, so I'll choose that here, and it will have rafters. I go to Stage 2 of the roof wizard and select what type of construction it is. I'll click Hip Both Ends. You also have options for ceiling joists, rafters, the ridge, collars, and so on. I'll leave these with the default options selected. Now I'll click the button to enter my selections into the pricing sheet. I click this thumbnail so I can enter measurements for this section of roof. It will be 7.9 linear metres for the span, and the soffit 0.2. The default pitch is set at 45 degrees, but I can change this if I wish. It works out the height of the roof for me. The length of this section of roof is 8.9 linear metres. You can change the default measurement for centres here if required. Now the programme has worked out all the materials for this roof section, including the rafters, ceiling joists and any collars, also the hip infills, layboards, and so on. I'll now enter information for the lean-to part of the roof. I click on the Additional Roof Sections button, and I'll call this part of the roof Side Lean-to. I'll choose Lean-to here, then Gable both ends. Again, you can change any default options here. I'll enter the span of the roof and the soffit width. The length of this section of roof is 5.4. For this section of roof on the right, which is a hip that abuts into a wall, I can again enter the info into this sheet. I'll do that now and call it Right Apex Roof. I've entered the measurements for this roof section. I've also entered the information for the last section, which is a porch roof at the front of the house. All the calculations for each section of roof are here. For the main section, the left lean-to section, and so on. The material quantities and costs, labour costs and hours are worked out for you. It has also listed all the other items required. Anything it cannot possibly work out has blue cells for you to enter information into. I'll untick the soffit vent strip as I'll be using breather membrane. There are more options including the insulation that may be required. You can change the fascias, soffits and barge boards to plastic here if needed. The fixings for the roof are hidden to keep the pricing sheet view simple. But if you want to view these fixings, click in this tick box to open up this section. You can click the images to see how these have been worked out. Easy Price Pro calculates everything, right down to the last nail. For the roof tiling, I'll click in the tick box to open this section, and we can see Easy Price Pro has already calculated this for me, using the roof measurements I entered before. All you need to do is select the type of roof covering. You can choose from a selection of plain tiles, pan tiles, slate or sheets, for example, polycarbon sheets for a conservatory. I will choose a plain tile. These tiles and images are all brought in from the programme's libraries. The house I'm pricing will have this type of roof tiles. There are options for double Felton batten or double batten here. The lead work is all calculated, but you can untick these if they are not required. We do need to enter the linear metres of lead work for the back gullies and the chimney, as the programme cannot know this. It has also worked out the sand and cement required for this. If you are wondering how it has calculated it, just click on the question mark icons to view the graphical explanations. Like here, it shows that the programme allows for a depth of 100mm and a thickness of 50mm. If you disagree with any of these defaults, you can change them here. The same with the verges, hips and valleys. I will leave the mix for the cement as 4-in-1, which is the default. Now we come to the flat roof and flat roof covering. These are not required for this job, but if you did need it, you'd just open this section and enter the dimensions in these red cells. For any sections of flat roof you are pricing for, you just select the type of covering required. For the guttering, I'll click to open up this section, which then automatically calculates the guttering for the house, but can be edited. We need to enter the number of downpipes and the number of runs, so that it knows the stop ends and so on. For this house, there are 12 runs. I will also enter 8 gutter bends and some jointers. The guttering section is now complete.